I paid for this truck with my own money, so you will be getting an honest review. Welcome to O Brothers RC. In this video, we're going to take a look at this Redcat Ascent 18. Spoiler alert, I am super stoked on this thing and it is absolutely amazing. I got the red one and it looks great. It's also got portal axles, full ball bearings, a clipless body, a 180 motor, great wheels and tires, and a bunch of other awesome features. So let's hop on over to the garage and get a real close-up look at this thing. In the box you got a bag, and in the bag you got a charger, you got some body mounts, and you got some cool stickers that you can throw on your truck. It's also got a startup guide, and you can scan that QR code for the full manual. Then you got the controller. If you're familiar with the scx24 version 2 controller, it's actually the same controller. However, this one doesn't have a foam wheel, but it does have all the same killer functions. I already got mine fitted with a thumb steer. Then of course you got the truck. So I already took this thing out for a run just to get a feel for it, and it is absolutely amazing. I am super stoked on this thing. At $100, there's nothing else like it on the market. It is worth every penny. And I hear that the price is going to go up to $120, but I would still gladly pay $120 for this truck. Let me show you some of the cool features. This is a unique clipless body system. You just twist this guy here, and then you pop the back up, and then you just push it forward and it comes right loose. But the cool thing is, if you just want to change the battery, you can swivel it up, take the battery out, turn it on and off without having to take the body off. Please excuse the mess in the background here. I'm building the mega mud truck there out of an AX8650, but I had to get this review in because everybody wants to see this truck right now. Speaking of the AX8650, it was quickly becoming my favorite platform to work with because it was dirt cheap at 75 bucks and had a bunch of killer features. But I got to tell you, after driving this with the portal axles, full ball bearings, 180 motor, 750 lipo, killer oil shocks, really strong lay down type servo, great tires. This thing is probably now going to be my go-to for builds. Let's take another quick look at the body. It's actually just a fantastic color. Really super nice glossy color. I love it. The only thing I really don't like about this body are the fender flares. The ones in the front aren't bad. The ones in the back are super goofy and I definitely do not like them. I'll be cutting these off for sure. Take a look at the shock towers. They're freaking killer. Right out of the box, you can change the shock position wherever you want, tilt them forward for even better articulation. That's fantastic, and the only other truck I think that's doing that is the Redcat, and it is double the price of this truck. It has a great slow crawl, but it has a good top end with good wheel speed. The shocks have the half spring setup, which is fantastic as well. They come with a 30 weight oil, and after adding some weight to my trucks, I usually change that out to about a 60 weight oil. These feel really good and smooth out of the box. The chassis setup on this thing is awesome. It widens out for the transmission, but then it comes together here and here. It's got metal gears in the portal axles and metal gears in your differentials. The drive shafts are kind of small, but they seem to function fine. And really, there's no problem until there's a problem. And I'll let you know in a week or two when I do a build video on this thing if there's any problem with them. The only other thing besides these goofy fender flares that I don't like about this truck is that they glued the tires to the wheels. These are actually a fantastic tire. They are vented, but the foam inside is a little stiff. But the tire is a Maxxis Trepador design, and man, it is absolutely fantastic at gripping the rocks. And I would just leave them on this truck and maybe throw a new set of wheels on with some weight in them, but they're glued to these tires, which kind of sucks. I love the side rails on this thing because I can throw some weight on top of here to balance out the weight of this battery. One more thing I thought I'd mention is I was definitely getting some tire rub when I was out running this thing earlier. And there are no lights anywhere on the truck, which also kind of sucks, but at this price point, no big deal. From what I can see, there is a place to plug lights in down there underneath the servo wire here, so you could definitely add some. All right, now that we've gotten a good look at this truck's amazing features, let's take it outside of my course and I'll show you just how incredibly capable it is on the rocks. Okay, here we are pulling into the parking lot at the O Brothers RC Park. Coming into the start of the trailhead right here. See that suspension get to work. As you can see, the suspension works really well for a stock truck. The truck's pretty quiet too. It's got a little bit of whine to it, but really not bad at all. Please don't forget to subscribe. All right, we're coming into a gnarly section here and I'll show you how the suspension just eats it up. not hanging up at all on anything because of those killer portal axles. This thing really is an amazing value at $100. Just can't get over it. This is a pretty steep climb right here. Those tires just grip and go right up it, pretty much no problem. The turning radius is also excellent on this thing. I can get it to come right around this rock with no trouble. This is a pretty tight turn. And out onto the rope bridge. Just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Really appreciate when someone takes the time to subscribe. If you like awesome courses, honest reviews, and sweet builds, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. This thing has an excellent slow crawl. If you look there, I can just creep along. Let's get into another gnarly section here. These are big rocks, and this is pretty technical stuff, especially for a stock vehicle. Nice. This is a pretty gnarly side hill here, and not a lot of trucks can actually get through this without sliding off this rock. This one does it real easy. Coming up on a steep climb up here. It's not a super tall steep climb, but it does get you 50 degrees right here. Right up and over it, zero trouble at all. I am definitely a huge fan of this thing. Zero doubt about it. These portal axles are super tall and they give you a fat amount of clearance. As you can see right here. The servo on this thing is really strong and it doesn't feel like it's going to give me any trouble or burn out quickly like the ones on the trx4m did. Coming into a gnarly section here. Should be able to see some more clearance from the portal axles. Nice. You can see how good the turning radius is here again when I go around this rock. Now this thing is a bit clumsy, but I think that's just due to the fact that there is no weight in this truck. If it had some weight in it, it would definitely smooth the ride out. The sun's coming out a little bit and I can see that paint shine. Man, this thing really is a nice looking little truck. Right up on that big rock. Coming out the other side, we'll see how well it descends. Awesome. See if we can hop up and over this rock without getting high centered. Little wheel speed, right over it. Okay, we're coming up on the gnarliest obstacle I got on this course. Ooh, nice. Look at that. Those tires really are pretty dang good. Let's showcase the wheel speed here. As you can see, you get high centered on these logs pretty easy. But if you use your wheel speed, you just hop right over them. All right, next we can hit up this chunky climb here, which always hangs up on my differentials. But with these portals, this goes right up and over. Nice. Next, we're going to get into another chunky area. The last rocky area. And we climb to the top of the course here, where we can hit the tightrope bridge. Got an unfinished bridge section right there that I'm still working on. And of course, I'm always changing this course to make it more difficult because it seems like the trucks are just getting better and better. And my builds, of course, are always getting better and better. It's a real tight turnaround up there, so this is where that turning radius really comes in handy. And we're out onto the tightrope bridge. We got 2 wood planks that go down to 1 wood plank. And this may look easy, but it is not. And if you bail, you're gonna scratch up your truck pretty bad. So you really got to be careful, especially when filming and driving with one hand. Oof, just made it to the halfway point. All right, we made it to the zip line without trashing that new body. That's pretty tricky to get down off of this platform. Doesn't look as steep as it is, but trucks definitely flip right over if you're not careful. There we go, nice. All right, just a little more chunky crawl till we get back to the parking lot. Handles it with no problem. And there we go, finishing up the course. Nice. Look at that thing, it's awesome. So as you can see, this thing has amazing features for the price. In my opinion, $100 is dirt cheap for a 1/18th crawler with this many features. So this thing gets 2 big thumbs up from O Brothers RC. It's definitely a vehicle I can get behind, and I'm happy with the money I spent on it. If you liked this video or you found it helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Then tap the bell to get notified of my future videos. And remember, when you think RC, think O Brothers RC. Thanks for watching. And this may look easy, but it is not. And if you bail, you're gonna scratch up your truck pretty bad, so gotta be careful. Ooh.